there is so much right now about people being careful, like being really, really careful during this time. Aries got it, Taurus got it, and I'm getting it a little bit for you, but there's definitely an energy here for you, Gemini or cross watcher, about distance, like actual geographical distance. I almost said difference. So there is a difference between where you and something to do with that, or online, something to do with online. Specifically, I saw something coming in the mail, something coming in the mail for you, and or unless it's a mail coming, I don't know about in that way, but coming, wanting to see you, vice versa. Yeah, I saw like pills coming in the mail, something to do with that, or somebody delivering, maybe a mail delivering some sort of the package. Be careful taking anything. Taurus got something similar. Just be really, really careful taking anything. Could just be taking someone's shit. I don't know. Be careful. Especially taking something that may belong to someone else. I don't mean like stealing. What I mean is like if it's medicine. Be careful if it belongs to someone else taking it. That's not for everybody and that's not the whole message, but I'm getting that. Anyway, so yeah, I see everybody right now kind of being just like, it's probably the time that we're in because we're in Virgo season, and Virgos are very careful, and they're very observant. We could all take a big note on Virgos for that, for how cautious they are about something. They don't just usually jump into things, and if they have, they've learned from it, so I really admire that about a Virgo. In fact, that's one of my favorite things about them. But for you guys, Gemini or Gemini cross watcher, same type thing here. It's like you're not going to let how another feels affect your decision. Okay, so kind of bouncing a little bit off Taurus, you might want to watch Taurus this message, or maybe even Aries, go back to, because I feel like we're kind of leading on to a pattern here during this time. I can see what's going to happen in the collective right now. I can tell how the rest of them are probably going to go. I like it. It goes with the times. It's fitting for right now, so we're kind of right on track. But yeah, so you've got a person here, Gemini. I'm feeling them more here than you, because you seem to be, unless it's reversed, a little bit more, maybe even standoffish, a little more guarded. You have your back kind of turned to somebody during this time, and they want to come your way. Like, maybe changed, maybe differently. Maybe they want to approach you differently, approach a situation, a subject differently with you. And it could even be online, or somehow like text, phone call, email, things like that. I mean, it's going to be indirectly. And you may, well, we already know how you're going to be about it. You might respond, you might talk, you might whatever, but it's just not going to be in the same tone that you've done it before. And I know why. I mean, you're just kind of like, I don't know, maybe this is someone who's hurt you before, or you've just been hurt in general before, so you're not just going to be like super open. Well, this person knows that, and I think that they want to come in maybe in a different tone. But is it genuine? I don't know. It feels like it is. It does feel like it is. But again, during this time, I think everybody needs to be aware that it's okay to take your time. It's okay to take your time responding. It's okay to take your time just deciding on something. If it's right for you, if this is something you even want to get involved with, or get involved with again, or you know what I mean? And honestly, you may decide you don't want to at all. And that's okay. That's your prerogative. You have every right. But I think everyone, all of us right now, the blanket over us is be careful, be cautious, think twice. Just another day for you and me. I'm hearing a reggae song. It's like, think twice. Okay, let's look at the lyrics. Just think about it. You know, like the Nike, just do it. This is you, just think about it. She calls out to the man on the street, "Sir, can you help me? It's cold and I've no place to sleep. Is there somewhere you can tell me?" He walks on and doesn't look back. He pretends he can't hear her. Starts to whistle as he left August town. Seems embarrassed to be there. Okay, you've been through a lot. It's clear. If you're watching this video, you've been through a lot. You've been betrayed a lot. Okay, and if it's not you, it's the other person. It's entirely reversed. Somebody here they've made a lot of decisions that later on proved to teach them. It taught them, but it might have taught them the hard way. You know, this is someone who's learned the hard way with things. Love, all of it, friendship. They've learned who they can trust and who they can't in life, and they've really learned to trust themselves. A lot of you, it's you. You've learned to trust your instinct, your gut, your intuition. You've learned to trust your own decision making. Life has taught you hard knocks. I'm hearing like the hard knocks. Okay, and because of that, you can sense things about people, specifically people, that before you might not have found out till later on. Now you can see it kind of up front, which is great because it saves you a lot of time and heartache. But it's not great for them because, well, it is great for them. Maybe you're teaching people how to kind of come in authentically. All the way authentically. Like in the smallest thing, like let's say somebody here comes to you and I don't know, you can just tell that it's not going to be entirely how you want to be treated. It's not going to be entirely what you deserve, and you're done with that. You're done settling for less than you deserve. You're done settling for someone who just says things, but their actions show something differently, you know what I mean? Or it's just sexual, or it's just this and that, or it's just attraction, or you know what I mean? Like, you're done. Words won't mean shit to you here. Not at all. Words to a Gemini right now are like, the fuck? You know? No. In fact, the words might even turn you off a little bit. It's like, I want to see what you're about. I want to see what you're about. So in that, you've got someone who's kind of going through some sort of change. It's like you're causing somebody to realize they have to approach you better, or they have to approach you differently, or they need to treat you sweeter, kinder. They need to change their tone with you, whoever this is. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be in any way. And it's working. It's working. Like, it's almost like you're saying, don't waste my fucking time. And you don't care if it hurts anyone's feelings. You don't care if they think you're a bitch, if they think you're an asshole, if they come up with their own conclusions in their mind about you of blah, blah, blah. You don't really give a shit. You've had enough of it anyway. People do it all the time, whatever. You know, you can't control how people think of you. But what you're not going to do is allow certain things when you wanted to be treated a certain way. You're not going to allow people to approach you and come at you a certain way. Like if they're only calling because they want a booty call, they're being too sexual with you, or if they're, I don't know, however this goes, you're not going to do it. Also, this could be like if you run a business, or you're the head of a business or something, whatever, however you are, whatever with business. Maybe, I'm just going to throw an example out there. You had certain customers who thought that they could, I don't know, just take advantage of you or something, and you may be like, look, we're going to restructure here, and we're not going to allow this. Absolutely not. And they might not like it. They might think you're a little brash or whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's say it's friends. You may have certain people that, you know, they have their opinions and their thoughts about you, and you're like, I don't really care. It's not about that to me. I know where I fit. And sometimes I just don't fit. It's either a yes for me or it's a no. And energetically, you can tell really fast now. Whereas before, it might have taken you the heartbreak until you learned. Now you don't have to go through that because you've learned. You know what I mean? You've learned. And so, you know, I see this being applicable with friends as well. People who want to date you, people who want to get to know you, people who want to hang out with you as a buddy, as a friend. And you're like, that's cool, you know? But if I'm not feeling it, it's a no. It doesn't mean I'm going to be like hateful, but I can't help how I come off. I might come off like a bitch. I might come off like this, but I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. I don't want to waste my time while I'm here. Like you seem very stern, very firm. Something to do with Howard, or Howard the Duck. Something to do with ducks or duckies. Let's say, it reminds me a lot of Taurus's message, actually. It's different. They're all changing a bit as I go on. they have the same type tone, but they're different. You know, everybody's being cautious. Everybody needs to be cautious. I don't see anybody just like, oh, yay, you know, let's just go hang out with people I don't know if they could screw me over, what they're really going to try to do to me, or what their true intentions are. No, I'm going to get to fucking know. I'm going to make sure. You know, if it's like a love situation, you know that you don't just jive with just anybody. And some people want to fuck you. And then they want to fuck you over. And you're like, well, go fuck your hand. Or go fuck someone else. Go fuck your fingers. I mean, I hate to be, again, you know, a little crass here, but that's just, it is what it is. I see you being like laying the law down here. And that's only if you verbally care to explain. You might not. Some of you may be in the energy where you're like, I'm not going to explain shit. I'm just going to, like, I'm not saying you're going to ghost situations, but I do think that, you know, if you feel like your words, like explaining something wouldn't even matter, somebody's not going to hear you anyway, I don't think you're going to waste your fucking breath. I don't think you're going to do it. I think you're going to be like, yeah, that's a no. That's a no. And now let's say it's not something affecting you directly. I'll give an example of something popping in my head right now. My parents had actually worked with this company, and I think they were trying to get one over on my parents. And in fact, see, I'm gonna get worked up here. See, it's not an emotional thing. It's like a what's right and wrong thing. All right, I think I've been noticing this. Like, I have older parents. Okay, my parents are older. They adopted me when they were older. So my parents are like most people my age, their parents' age. My parents are their grandparents' age. You see what I'm saying? My parents are the age of grandparents. Anyways, so I've noticed a lot, actually, in the past couple of years, that people try to fuck with my parents, you know, because they're older. And so people look at them as like boomers and this, and I don't give a fuck. You're not going to disrespect the elderly people, especially when they're not disrespectful to you. Like, so it's happened when they go eat places, especially when they work with certain companies. Again, and recently, that just happened with my mom and my dad. They were working with this company, and just the way that the business was handled, I mean, they were spending a lot of money. My dad is very good at saving, and but he's about to retire. He's way past retiring age. My dad's just a hard worker. He should have retired years ago, years and years ago, but he's still working. That should tell you how old he is. Anyway, he was telling me the situation with this company, and I said, Dad, and see, my dad, I don't really have to tell him anything. He sees, he knows, he's a Libra. He already knows, he's smart, he's a vet. But he is getting older, and so I was like, do you want me to handle it? He doesn't need me to handle it. But I was that backup, and I see you as that here. So if it's not something directly affecting you, but it might be affecting your mama, or your dad, or your child, or your best friend, like somebody you love, you're gonna be like, wait, hold the fuck up. Maybe it has to do with something to do with someone's home, because you may really love your family. You know, you may be like, wait, are you trying to be smart with my fucking mother, my dad? Are you trying to swindle them? You trying to take their money and not do the work that you were paid to do? That's not gonna fucking happen, actually, and I will make sure of it. You know, it's like that. Like, I don't see you fucking playing. I see now. Some of you, that will be the case, where you may be like, wait a second, skirt, hold up, hold on a minute. You know. Now, others of you, there could be someone here. This is not for everybody, but I'm getting it right here at the tail end. For those of you that this part's going to resonate for, some of you, let's say you're in a relationship with someone, or you start talking to someone, y'all get closer, and y'all are talking about getting in a relationship. You may have an ex that needs to learn their place. They may need to, or they may, somebody has an ex that may need to learn where, like, they don't need to be just showing up at your house. They don't need to be just calling whenever they want. Like, if we're deciding we're going to do this, or we're going to keep doing this, if you're already with somebody, then your ex needs to know when to stay. They need to know boundaries, right? Their ex. So someone here may be telling their ex, like, hey, no. Unless the partner here is asking, or the future partner, if this is going to come together, says, that's done, right? Like, you and this person are not together anymore. You don't sleep together anymore. There's nothing romantic going on. I just want to be certain. Then you would provide that certainty to them, or you're the one that's wanting that certainty. Like, I just want to know before I get involved. or before we keep going if you already are. You see what I'm saying? Somebody may want to make sure that they let an ex know where they stand, or they may want to make sure they let a potential partner or a current partner know there's nothing going on. Period. It's just providing that security, that certainty that, you know, I'm being honest. Okay? Maybe even someone, like, let's say you have two people who decide to get back together, or they're talking about it. There may be one of the partners may say, you're not still drinking, are you? Or you're not still selling, are you? Or not still doing drugs, are you? You're not still, it's like that. Asking the questions and then making sure. I see that because I see somebody here who's like, no nonsense. I feel like it's you. It could be someone else. It feels very like, we're not getting swept up in feelings. I don't feel anybody yet getting swept up in feelings during this time. It's more like being careful, cautious, asking the questions, making sure, and realizing when you feel something, if it's your energy or if it's someone else's that you're feeling. Being protective of ourselves, those we love, and our environment. Boundaries. So yeah, that's what we got for this message. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna eat a little bit of cabbage. I'm hungry. And then we'll get on here and do some more. But yeah, I like it. Thank you guys for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.